You are now tuning in to the Master Teachers of Yahweh, hosted by the original House of Yisrael, currently located on 1664 California Avenue. The following lesson is inspired by Yahweh and is ministered and verbalized by the co-founder of the House of Yisrael, Moreh Yisrael. Please enjoy this lesson. Shalom.
Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice.
Note what it says there. Those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice, and only a few of us going to do that. Make that commitment. Make that covenant. That's why only a few of us going home. You can understand a lot of this stuff very clearly if you just watch the behavior of our people. And you can understand why the Almighty said only a few of us going home. Because only a few of us is going to give a pardon to. We all sin, you got to remember that, but the Almighty going to give a remnant a pardon. We don't know who they are. But you can say one thing for sure, those that continue to do the negative things they do, you got guaranteed. Because he said those that turn from iniquity in Jacob, and that's what we're supposed to do. We just had a great Sabbath, Day of Atonement. Now we're supposed to come in today a new person. You're no longer that old person no more. You're a new person now. If you had animosity in your heart towards somebody prior to the Sabbath, that Sabbath day, that high Sabbath, you no longer have that animosity in your heart no more. If you do, then you spent that day in vain. Y'all know that? You spent that day in vain. Because that's the day you're supposed to come confess. The scripture says, he that covers the transgression shall not prosper. And you ain't. Because I ain't never known nobody to prosper that harden their heart towards the Almighty. When he say what the law say, it means exactly what it says. And some people don't get that. That scripture said every word of the Almighty is pure. And we got to see it like that. Your salvation is based on your obedience to his word. And what is his word? The laws and the commandments. And some people seem to forget that, and they think these are the words of the Morehs. Ain't no Moreh in here wrote no book. I don't remember writing none. But this is just how serious this thing is. You pay attention to the word. You might not like the messenger, but you focus on the word, what the Almighty said. That's what you focus on. Like the psalmist said in 119, watch this. Psalm 119. That's why it pays to stay in this book. In Psalm 119, look at verse 105. Psalm 119, look at verse 105. This is what you focus on.
Oh, snap.
Let's start to 103. 103 verse.
Psalms 119, verse 103. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth.
See, that's why you can't offend a righteous man. You tell a righteous man to do what the law say and correct him in what the law say. Those are sweet words you telling him, a righteous man. Because that's the person that loves the Almighty's word. And that's why I say great peace if they which love thy law. So if you love the law, you're going to be at great peace with your neighbor. If you love the law. If you don't love the law, you ain't going to understand this. And this is the way the word is to a person that's truly sincere with the Almighty. His word to them is sweet as the honeycomb. To those got a good heart. So I can't offend a person that loves the law, but I can't offend those that don't love the law. And you got to take another thing into consideration. When you come here to the Bible class, there's things that's going to be said and taught that a lot of people are not going to like. But the Almighty said, cry loud and spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet and show my people their sin. If the Morehs don't do that, then the Almighty's going to hold the Morehs accountable for that. We're supposed to cry loud and spare not. And that's what Solomon meant when he said open rebuke is better than secret love. You can't sit up and teach our people sweet words. Tell them it's all right to go out and do what they want to do their thing. You can't tell them that. You got to bear down on them. Because we're dealing with the most hard-headed people on this planet Earth. The hard-headed people on this earth. That's who we're dealing with. But to those whose hearts are right, I cannot offend you. Well, you love correction. You love correction. A wise man loves it. But an evil man hates it. Don't correct me. Don't tell me what to do. How can you consider yourself wise? If they give instruction to a wise man, that man yet be wiser. And you hate reproof, correction, you're not wise. And why are we here in the Bible class? To learn how to be what? Wise and righteous. That's what we're here for. To learn how to be wise and righteous, not foolish. Boy, I read a scripture last night that was so deep. I know about it, but it just really surprised me when I got into the in-depths of it. I hope I had time to get into it today. But keep reading. See, people that love the Almighty, they don't mind what Morehs have been teaching because they love the Word. They love the Word. Read that again. Show you that the people whose hearts are right, they love the Word. They ain't caught up in no Moreh. They love the Word. How many of y'all see that?
Sir.
That's what you're in it for, because you love the Word. Not because of a certain Moreh. And that Moreh people don't like might be the one you should have stayed in and listened to. Because it might tell you something you should have heard. All the true sermons of the Almighty were hated by our people. Those that are wicked and evil and didn't love the Almighty, they hated the Morehs. Went to the so point, and y'all got to understand that they went to the point where they even killed some of the prophets for teaching them the truth. For teaching them the truth. Quit serving other gods. Don't put nobody else beside y'all. Y'all's our only savior. They killed men for saying that. Because they loved their own deity. The deity they were serving. And some of these Christians was just back here if you say something negative about Christ. Y'all don't realize how much these Negroes love Christ. They love Christ more than they love food. Amen. Believe me. All right, keep reading.
Psalms 119.
So you don't like coming to Brother Dan's class, something wrong with you. Some of them make up lies that I don't like the way he did this or the way he says that. I don't like that. That ain't no reason to dislike somebody. You just fronting. You know, some of our people got some of the dumbest reasons why they don't like certain people. I don't like them because they do this, they do that, they say this. That ain't no reason to dislike somebody. You got funky ways too.
That's right.
Everybody got funny ways that other people may not like about you.
That's right.
Everybody does. You may not recognize it. All right, keep reading.
Psalms 119, verse 103. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth.
That's the way the Almighty Word going to be to those that are truly seeking Him. You're going to love the Word. You're going to love the Word. I can't offend you. No way I can offend you because you love the Word. And that's where you're supposed to be. Don't let nothing offend you, what Yah requires of us. Now watch this. And this is plain, this makes so much sense right here. Read that, the next verse.
Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore, I hate every false way.
And that means exactly what it said. Some people you don't get the in-depth of this. It said through thy precept. What precepts? The laws, the testimonies. When you read the book, period. This is how you get your understanding. When you read this. When he said, thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not this, thou shalt not that. That's the understanding you're going to get. Because you're going to know you ain't supposed to worship another God, a graven image. Christians don't realize they're falling down to a graven image. You and I know that. So through the almighty precept, we get understanding. We know what a graven image is. Man, that's the picture of a man. Or a statue. That's the understanding we get when we read the book. Christians don't get that. They don't get that understanding. They can't understand the laws. All right, read the next verse. Now, how many of you understand that? Through thy precepts, I get understanding. It means exactly what it says, what you read. We said thou shalt bear no grudge against thy neighbor. That means exactly that.
That's right.
Nothing else.
That's right.
No, that don't mean that. That's not applying to me. That's what some people think. Yes, it does. If you violate that law, that applies to you. Me and anybody else. Don't ever think that if these laws don't apply to you, they apply to all of us. Now watch what it said next. Boy, this is deep here. This really kills it. The next verse, 105.
Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path.
There you go. There's a light to your path. A light to your path of salvation. That's the way the word of the Almighty is. And look at the millions of Christians that are going to miss out on this. Y'all come here, y'all being enlightened every week. When you come here and learn the words of the Almighty, you're being enlightened every day, every week to that bright sunny day, the day of your salvation. And all you have to do is just take heed and do what the Almighty said do, and don't let your emotions get the best of you. And some people that come here to the class are so darn emotional. They let their emotions get the best of them. Would y'all believe that? Yes, sir. You're dealing with a very emotional people. They cannot control the spirits. They let the spirit control them. And they're going to be in denial because of pride. Because of pride. And just like the scripture said, the fear of Yahweh is to hate pride. And some people are in agreement with pride. If it wasn't for pride, they ain't got nothing. You understand what I'm saying? If it wasn't for pride, because pride is self-satisfaction. In other words, if a person gets self-satisfaction out of holding a grudge or hating somebody, that's what's going to make him continue to do that. I feel good because I done showed that person I don't like them. That feels good to a wicked man. But to a righteous man, what does Solomon say? If thou hast thought evil, put your hand over your mouth.
That's right.
If you get a negative thought like that, I can't stand that sister, I can't stand that brother. You put your hand over your mouth, you get that type of thought. That's what you're supposed to hate because that's evil. And a lot of our people in there still ain't getting that. What evil is. What you're supposed to hate, that's evil. And we don't focus on that. A lot of people try to focus on how smart they can be, want to be, rather than how righteous they can be and how wise they can be. You come here to learn how to be wise, not be a fool. Right? Right. Not to be a fool. I'm not here trying to insult nobody. I'm telling the truth. That's what you're in it for. So it said, thy word is a lamp to my feet, and the Christians don't have it. That's why they don't have no light. Because they're not teaching the word of Yah in the churches. Am I right? That's right. That's why they don't have no light. That's why the Almighty said to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. There's no light in these Christian ministers. There's no light in them. Muslim ministers. what you call them, Buddhism, there's no light in those men's. The only person that had the light are Israelites. And they're the ones that are right. Because they're Israelites. Right? Those are the ones that got the word. The downtrodden, the poor. You know, people like us, common people. We the light of the world. But like Solomon said, the poor man's wisdom is despised. We come up to people and we ain't got no doctor's degree, a master's degree in something. What school, what theologian seminary you went to? I went to the same one King Solomon went to. That's right. One King David went to. That's the theologian seminary I went to. And they look at you like you crazy. And their preacher tell them they've been to a theologian seminary on Red Road over there, taught by a white man, a Gentile. One that taught them how to be stupid, the backwards, the dumb. You come in here, we teach how to be bright and clever. Right, upright, am I right? That's what you learn when you come here. Or at least that's what you're supposed to learn. You see, some people come in here, but they don't follow up on the word. So the Almighty Word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. That's the path we go down, the path the Almighty leads. He's the one that said He teaches us the prophet. So we're going down that path. Ain't nothing changed. But another point I wanted to bring out, scripture I've been wanting to teach on for weeks and didn't ever get to them, is Numbers 30. Numbers 30. 30th chapter of Numbers. Been meaning to get to it, keep forgetting about it. Numbers 30, start the first verse. Something I was talking to a brother last week about. Numbers 30, first verse.
Numbers chapter 30, verse 1. And Moshe spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is the thing which Yahweh hath commanded.
Take note, this is what the Almighty has commanded now. Take note of that.
If a man...
Watch what he commands.
If a man vow a vow unto Yahweh, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do according to all that proceedeth out of his mouth.
See that? You can't break a vow. Whatever proceeds out of your mouth, you got to do it. And you can't change it. You can't change it. And I'm showing you an incident that a man was in. All right, keep reading. I'll show you how dangerous that is.
If a woman also vow a vow unto Yahweh, and bind herself by a bond, being in her father's house in her youth, and her father hear her vow, and her bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, and her father shall hold his peace at her, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. But if her father...
Watch the importance of the father's role in the house. Watch the next verse.
But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth...
In other words, he heard and made a vow. Now watch the authority he has over his daughter.
Not any of her vows or of her bonds, wherewith she hath bound her soul, shall stand. And Yahweh shall forgive her, because her father disallowed her.
There you go. See how powerful the father is? That's how powerful the man is. That's why the Almighty put the husband the head of the house. If he heard his daughter make a vow, he can disallow that vow. See how powerful the man is? He can disallow it. That's if she's in her father's house. All right, keep reading. Still a young woman, 18, probably 17, 19. Still living in her father's house. All right, keep reading.
Verse 7. And her husband heard it. I'm sorry, verse 6. And if she had at all...
6th verse.
And if she had at all a husband when she vowed or uttered aught out of her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard it, and held his peace at her in the day that he heard it, then her vow shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect, and Yahweh shall forgive her. But every vow of a widow and of her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their souls, shall stand against her. If she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul by a bond with her oath, and her husband heard it, and he held his peace at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband hath utterly made them void on the day he hath heard them, then whatsoever proceedeth out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand. Her husband hath made them void, and Yahweh shall forgive her.
Ain't that deep? Ain't that deep? Whew, that's deep right there, buddy. Keep reading.
Verse 13. And every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But if her husband altogether hold his peace at her from day to day, then he established all her vows, or all her bonds, which are upon her. He confirmeth them, because he held his peace at her in the day that he heard them. But if he shall any ways make them void after that he hath heard them, then he shall bear her iniquity. These are the statutes which Yahweh commanded Moses between a man and his wife, between a father and his daughter, being yet in her youth in her father's house.
Yeah, being yet in her youth in her father's house. Look at Judges 11th chapter. Judges, the 11th chapter. Say what that means by when you make a vow, you got to keep it. Judges 11th chapter. Started at the 30th verse. Judges 11th chapter, 30th verse.
Judges 11, verse 30. And Jephthah vowed a vow unto Yahweh.
They know he vowed a vow. There's a man that vowed a vow to the Almighty.
And said, if thou shalt without fail deliver the children of Ammon into my hands, then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me, when I return in peace from the children of Ammon, shall surely be Yahweh's, and I will offer it up for a burnt offering.
And this is a man that made an agreement with the Almighty. If he delivered him from the battle against his enemy, then when he get home, he said the first thing he would vow sacrifice to the Almighty is the first thing that comes to his door. Now watch what was at his door. All right, let me see. Read that 31st verse so we understand this.
Then it shall be that whatsoever cometh forth of the doors of my house to meet me.
Somebody gonna be there to come and greet him, whether it's his wife or dog or whatever. Whatever comes to greet me after I return from the battle, what are you gonna do?
When I return in peace from the children of Ammon,
shall surely be Yahweh's. He's gonna sacrifice it to the Almighty. That's the agreement. That's the vow he made. All right, now keep reading. He said he's going to offer it up as a burnt offering to the Almighty. Whatever was at his door when he returned back from the battle. All right, keep reading. Show you the importance of a vow. This is deep.
So Jephthah passed over unto the children of Ammon to fight against them, and Yahweh delivered them into his hands.
The Almighty he stayed up to his side of the battle, am I right? The Almighty held up to his side of the battle. Now this man got to hold up to his side, because the Almighty delivered him from the enemy. All right?
And he smote them from Or, even to thou cometh to Minnith, even 20 cities, and unto the plain of the vineyards, with a very great slaughter. Thus the children of Ammon were subdued before the children of Israel. And Jephthah came to Mizpeh unto his house, and behold, his daughter came out to meet him.
That's who came at the door. What did he say he was going to do when they got at home after the battle? He's going to sacrifice the first thing that met him at the door. And who you think met him at the door when they got home from the battle? His daughter. Now watch this. This is a sad story. Now watch.
And his daughter came out to meet him with timbrels and with dances, and she was his only child.
Only child. Now take note of that.
Besides her, he had neither son nor daughter.
The only thing he had was his child, his daughter.
And it came to pass, when he saw her, that he rent his clothes and said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me. For I have opened my mouth unto Yahweh, and I cannot go back.
I can't go back. Oh, man, you imagine the situation this man was in? He said, you have brought me low. In other words, I have to do something I don't want to do. You brought me very low. I got to kill my own child. And you think that ain't low? Yes, it is. And this is what this man had to go through. But he was at a war. Some of us might have did the same thing. What did Jacob do? Jacob made a deal with the Almighty. Am I right? Sure. Jacob did the same thing. He made a deal with the Almighty. If the Almighty did something for him, he would do something for the Almighty. And that's what Jacob gave his tithes. That's around about the time Jacob offered his tithes to the Almighty. But this man was in a situation where he was up against his enemies. He kind of maybe had a little doubt that the Almighty was going to be with him in this battle. So he made a vow to the Almighty. Didn't realize this is something we got to understand and learn from this. Don't be hasty to do things. Take your time.
That's right.
And this man was hasty and made a great mistake, and it cost him. 35th verse again, read on down.
And
It's good to know this, I'm telling you.
And it came to pass, when he saw her, that he rent his clothes and said, Alas, my daughter, thou hast brought me very low, and thou art one of them that trouble me. For I have opened my mouth unto Yahweh, and I cannot go back.
Can't go back. That's why I said, you make a vow, what proceeds out of your mouth, you can't change it. We need to make a vow. All right?
And she said unto him, My father, if thou hast opened thy mouth unto Yahweh, do to me according to that which proceedeth out of thy mouth. For as much as Yahweh hath taken vengeance for thee of thine enemies, even the children of Ammon. And she said unto her father, Let this thing be done for me. Let me alone 2 months, that I may go up and down upon the mountains, and bewail my virginity, I and my fellows. And he said, Go. And he sent her away for 2 months. And she went with her companions, and bewailed her virginity upon the mountains. And it came to pass at the end of 2 months that she returned unto her father, who did with her according to his vow which he had vowed. And she knew no man. And it was a custom in Israel that the daughters of Israel went yearly to lament the daughter of Jephthah, the Gileadite, 4 days in a year.
That's deep. That's a sad story. I'll tell you, when you read it, that's a sad story. And if you look at the book of Mordecai, Mordecai, 2nd chapter, 11th verse.
Yehuda hath dealt treacherously. An abomination is committed in Israel and in Jerusalem. For Yehuda hath profaned the holiness of Yahweh, which he loved, and hath married the daughter of a strange deity. Yahweh will cut off the man that doeth this.
They know that. Want to marry a stranger, especially a white woman.
That's right.
Now, who want to marry a white woman? Especially a white woman. You can kind of have doubts about the blacks. But when it comes to the white, ain't no doubt about that. Can't marry a white woman. Don't try to find an excuse. She got a black granddaddy. So what? Boy, these niggas always come up with excuses, get them white girls, believe me. All right, keep reading. This is what they did. They made them Canaanites. That's what you call a bastard. The Canaanites and stuff like that, they were marrying people that the Almighty prohibited them to marry. The Canaanites, the Jebusites, the Hittites, we can't marry those people. Right? He just said about the white girls. He'd already left them out. Left you to say, well, I got sense enough to know that I can't have a white woman. And I can't understand what a black man wants with a white woman anyway. I looking at TV last night, 2020. How many of y'all saw that? About them albinos over there in Africa. Just coming up just everywhere, albinos. Born in black family, black mama, black daddy. 3 sisters black, 2 brothers black, and here one come out looking white, an albino. And it was common sight to see that. That's just like, I remember one day I was sitting in the house, going to the kitchen, and I saw a white roach run across my floor. Now that's going to say something wrong with being white. Because that's a rarity, am I right? Even a white horse, a white tiger, a white lion. But this white boy doing everything, he's trying to glorify whiteness, and he can't do it. That's a rarity to see a white tiger, a white lion, am I right? A white stallion horse. You better believe he done had something to do with some of this stuff. Trying to glorify whiteness. Got the angel food cake white and the devil food cake chocolate. Right. Am I right? And people, when they go down the line, if you like chocolate cake, can't nobody take that away from you. Because if you love chocolate cake, you got a favorite taste for chocolate cake. I don't give a damn when it comes to the black and white. You're going to choose the chocolate cake. Or some people love chocolate cake just that much. But everything about black, this man is blackballed. And that's why a lot of our people, they don't realize it. A lot of them hate themselves and don't realize it. You know you can hate yourself and don't realize it? Solomon said, man knows neither love nor hatred of all that is before him. You can hate yourself and not realize it. You can hate yourself and not realize it. It's just like Aaron was saying last week, the haters of Yah should have submitted themselves. Sometimes we can hate the Almighty and don't realize it. Anytime you don't do what the law say do, that's displaying hatred towards the Creator. It's just as plain and simple as that. And some people, it just don't register in the heart like it should. But if you hate your neighbor, you hate the Almighty. Can we get any plainer than that?
Nope.
When you hate your neighbor, you hate the Almighty. Why? Because you hate His word. You're not doing what He told you to do. So that's displaying hatred towards the Creator. So when you don't do what the law says, you're not hurting nobody but yourself. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You hurt nobody but yourself. And you got to realize and understand that. You hurt nobody but yourself. Pride gonna come in and take over and make you feel comfortable. Well, I don't give a darn what the law says. That's what Satan in your heart will cause you to do. Make you uncautious. See, the definition of discretion, which means good sense, means caution. That's like Solomon said, that the scripture says in Deuteronomy 4, he said, take heed to thy ways, diligently. Always use precautions. Am I right or am I wrong? When you're doing things. And if you're wrong, you're in the wrong. And that's when your integrity got to kick in. Some people don't know what integrity is. And what is integrity? Being honest with yourself. That I am like this, I do feel like this. That's integrity. You're sincere. You ain't phony. You're not hypocritical. That's integrity. And that's why I say this place here is the institution. You don't learn at other places what you learned here. You ain't gonna learn it. You want to learn how to be righteous, educated, intelligent, this is the place to come. You ain't gonna get it at Xavier, UC, or any other institution of higher learning. You're gonna only get it at the House of Israel. Because we're the only place the Almighty mentions throughout the book, the House of Israel, the congregation of Israel. But boy, when I read last night, it make you jump in your underwear to know that you're here in the House of Israel. I'm telling you, it's deep. When I read what I read last night, I thought, oh my goodness. I knew it, but it shocked me. It still shocked me, even though I knew it. And I'm going to show you what it is, what Solomon said. Look at Ecclesiastes 10th chapter. No, I didn't finish what I'm going to read there. What I doing? I'm going to hit the head of myself. Get back to Mordecai, 2nd chapter. And remind me to go to Ecclesiastes 10 after this. I didn't finish what I was going to read here. All right, start 12th verse.
Yahweh will cut off the man that doeth this, the master and the scholar, out of the tabernacles of Yaakov, and him that offereth an offering unto Yah of hosts. And this have you done again, covering the altar of Yah with tears and weeping, and with crying out, insomuch that he regardeth not the offering any more, or receiveth it with good will at your hand. Yet ye say,
this is what a lot of people are going to be doing, weeping and all that. It ain't going to help. That's why it don't pay to turn your back on what the Almighty says.
That's right.
Right? You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
Because when you fall out with the Almighty, you done fell out with a great best friend. Because we lean and love what the Gentile tells us. And that's why the Almighty said, learn not the ways of the heathens. And that's what we've been doing. Now that we done woke up, we got to do the opposite of what Whitey do.
That's right.
Like the old man that taught me, he said, if you don't know right from wrong, be opposed to what Whitey approves and oppose what he approves. He said, you can't be too far from being right. And I said, hey, that makes sense. So whatever White is for, I'm against.
That's right.
Because he ain't for nothing but bad.
That's right.
Wickedness and evil, that's all he stands for. Because he's evil. He's the wicked. But know how deep this here is what you just read, 14th verse.
Yet ye say, wherefore? Because Yahweh hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth.
Well, I'm getting out of here. I ain't putting up with this no more. See, that's when the counseling comes in at. That's why you have marriage counselors. You're having problems and difficulties, you go and talk to the Morehs, the elders, and discuss it with them. And they show you how to handle that situation. And you're supposed to know that you're going to have difficulties in your relationship with your man. You're going to have that. I don't know how many times me and my wife had an argument, falling out. We don't fall. I go down, we come break, out, we, you out today. I married my wife because I like it and I love it. That's why we together. We ain't really got for shit. And me with the real go. I still for it. She still feels for me today. I still do things to make her happy, and she still do things to make me happy. How deep that is. Your children are a gift from the Almighty to you. Some women beg to have kids and can't. I got 4 sisters that can't have babies. 4 of them. And 2 that can. 3. 2 or 3, one of them. They can. And the one that can't, I don't try to rub it on. But those stand a bad tree can't bear no fruit. That's a bad thing to tell a person, but that might not necessarily be true. It could be, something wrong. Everybody got some type of defect, it's not their own fault. My sister said she tried to blame her husband. She said something wrong with him. But I seen he had a baby by another woman. No, it can't be him. He got a baby by this other woman. Can't be him. But they always try to do that, though. But that's not a woman's fault. They got Abraham's wife, Sarah. She was barren. She couldn't have no kids. That don't mean you're cursed. Don't think like that. That's what caused a lot of people to hate the Almighty, because they feel they've been cursed. That's not necessarily true. You assume that. All right, keep reading. Read that again, what you just read. 15 verse.
Verse 15. And did not he make one? Yet had he the residue of the Spirit. And wherefore one? That he might seek a Elohimly seed. Therefore, take heed to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth.
Y'all hear that, boys? Take heed to your spirit, and what? Deal not treacherously with the wife of your youth. That's your better half. That's a good thing when you marry a woman when you're young and you're youth like that, and when you get older, get that age where you're on Social Security and stuff, your health start going bad. That woman was with you all the way. I see women with men, the man's in terrible condition, but the wife is right there with him, pushing him on a wheelchair and all, and the man all messed up with a stroke and everything. See, that's when the good comes in at, when you done been good to your wife and something happens to you, you have a stroke, nobody else want to be bothered with you. Your own kids will even put you in the rest home because they don't want to be bothered with you. But that woman, you've been good to that woman, she will be with you through thick and thin. Because that man's been good to me. That's deep. And I see that all the time. I say that had to be, that man must have been good to that woman. For that woman to be sticking here with this man all, through all of this. Because some women, they gone. My wife had an uncle. His wife was didn't want to do nothing her husband told her to do. And soon she come down, she had get on that, what they call that machine? We had to have your kidneys flushed it.
Dialysis.
Yeah. Her kidneys were bad on her. She had to go to the hospital to get those treatments. And that's when he left her. Right when she needed him, that's when he left her. Now that's low down. And that comes from when you mistreat somebody. Like those saying, what goes around comes around. It don't pay to mistreat people. It don't pay to people. If you mistreat somebody a day later, somebody's gonna mistreat you. Somebody's gonna mistreat you. If you mistreat a woman, there's gonna be a woman that's gonna mistreat you. So that's why the Almighty gave us that law, thou shalt not avenge. We're not to retaliate. I'll get back even with him or her. We ain't supposed to do that. That's why he gave us that law. And I'm going to show you something, what Solomon said. Look at Ecclesiastes 10. You understand why he said what he said? Ecclesiastes 10. Boy, this is why I say this is one of the greatest books you ever want to read. And you sit down and take your time to read some of these things, it'll blow your mind.
That's right.
It'll blow your mind, but it'll get your mind right, though.
That's right.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. Watch this. This is deep. Now, sometimes you read something and go over it and don't grab it. I grabbed this when I got, oh my goodness. I got it to the in-depth, to sit down and meditated on this, and I said, my goodness, is this deep. Read what that 6th verse says, 10-6.
Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity.
In great dignity. Y'all know what that's saying right there? First, you got to understand what is folly. What is folly? Did I slip right past you if you don't understand what you're reading, you don't understand the definition of words when you read them? Folly. What is folly? Foolishness. Simplicity. That's what folly is. Foolishness. Simplicity. And he said it is held in what?
Great dignity.
Great dignity. What is dignity? Being modest. Dignified. In other words, what put me in mind of it, for instance, like the Christians, they're proud to be a Christian. That's the best example right there. They're proud to be a Christian. Is that a great thing to be a Christian? No, it's not. That's what it means. Folly is set in great dignity. Upward, they're proud to say, I'm a Christian. I'm proud to say that I go to Lincoln Heights Baptist or Tried to Stone. That's held in great dignity. I'm proud to be a part of foolishness, folly. There's only one and true living God on the planet Earth, and all these other nations that are serving a God other than Yahweh, that's talking about them too. Folly is held in great esteem. All these idol worshipers are proud to be what they are. Y'all understand that? No, some of y'all may not understand that. That's deep. Folly is held in great dignity. It is. People are proud to do what they're doing. That's why I said folly is joy to them that are destitute of wisdom. They don't have no wisdom because they don't teach them wisdom in the churches. Am I right?
Right.
What is wisdom? The fear of Yahweh. That's wisdom. And these churches don't teach the people to fear Yahweh. That's why they don't have wisdom. That's why they participate in folly and proud to be a part of it. Folly. Simplicity. What does it say about simplicity? How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? And they love it. You understand this now? Folly is held in great dignity. I said, wow, I knew that. But it still kind of shocked me though. People are proud to be corrupt and don't even know it. Nobody wants to be righteous. Nobody wants to serve the person. The most hated person in the whole world is Yahweh. That's the most hated person in the world. That's why these other nations don't want to know him. They hate him. Christians hate him. Europeans hate him. All these other nations hate the Almighty. And a lot of us hate it. But the Almighty said, I shall be exalted. Whether you like me or not, I'm going to be exalted. You don't like it? What did he say? All that don't serve us shall pass. And what do you think about you don't like him? You don't like me, you're going to pass. That's why the scripture said, they that despise Yahweh's word, his ways shall be destroyed. And whoso despises the word shall be destroyed. That's right. So we got to learn to start loving the Almighty. That's right. And some of us don't know how to do that. You know, some people cannot adjust to change. Y'all know that? They can't make no adjustment to change because they still want to stay the same. I can't make that change. Yes, you can. If you make an effort. You'd be surprised what you can do when you have to do it. Believe me. I've seen times when I had to do something. Didn't do it. But when I had to do it, I did it. Like for instance, I needed my car to get back and forth to work. And if I needed $500, let's say today, right now, I can't come up with $500. But if I needed $500 to get that car running, I'm gonna get that $500 because I'm gonna make more effort to get it. That's not why I say you'd be surprised what you can do when you put forth your best foot. A lot of us don't like to put forth our best foot until we have to. Right now we're playing because we're doing right, doing all right, happy, content. But when the Almighty moves, you're gonna really start trying to get it right then. I saw people in here on the Day of Atonement that don't come here but once a year, and that is on the Day of Atonement. That's right. And I said, boy, that's not weakness. They don't realize what they're doing. That's why I say black folks are abnormal. And some of them, they don't understand that. They're abnormal. Now, does that make any sense? To come here on the Day of Atonement, once a year, that's the only time you come to class, is on the Day of Atonement. And then you miss 51 other weeks. You know what the penalty for violating the Sabbath day is? Death. And this is what they're putting themselves at risk. And they get mad at you and I if we try to teach them this. That's 51 guaranteed sins you're going to commit a year. 51. That's 52 weeks in a year. You make 1 week out of 52. That's 51 sins that you done committed. Plus, that ain't including other sins that you done committed. That's 51 guaranteed right there when you don't come to class. Then you probably told 50 lies, 100, and 100 this, and 200 that. And then you want to know why the Almighty is going to purge you out from the midst of his people. You put yourself at that risk. And see, a lot of us, like I say, you come here and Moreh say something, you don't like it, then you don't pay no attention to Moreh. He can't tell me nothing. Then you start ignoring Moreh. I know I can tell somebody something. I know that. Ain't no doubt about that. And my job is to stand up here and deliver you, save your soul. That's my job. And I got to figure out how to do it. And sometimes you can't come with that cream puff stuff. Oh, please. Y'all brothers quit doing this. Y'all brothers ought to make sure that be ashamed of yourself. No, you can't come without people like that. The Almighty said what? Cry loud and spare not. Don't worry about hurting their feelings. And that's what we got to teach. And what else I want to talk on? Look at Ecclesiastes 99. 99. Saying the same thing again. Mighty Cow said.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 9. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest.
See that?
All.
We live joyfully with the wife whom thou married. Get that deep. It's all through the book. All through the book. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest
all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity. For that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun.
That's your portion. To live happily, joyfully with your wife. Don't turn to nobody else, look to somebody else for your happiness and peace, whatever. Look to your wife. That's your partner. That's your best friend right there, your wife. Other than the Almighty, your wife is supposed to be your best friend, your companion. When you get mad, you got to cut them buddies loose because they'll break your home up. They be there trying to entice you to go out with the boys, and the next thing you know, I've been there, and that's what they did to me. enticing me. Hey, man, that girl got eyes for you over there. Yeah? Oh, man. Man, her eyes about to pop out of her head, man. You better go on and hit on her. Yeah, okay, I'm trying to be tough. Yeah, I'm trying to be tough going over there and get myself in trouble. That's why when you stay home with your wife, you ain't got to worry about that type of stuff. Because I had a cousin that went out, had sex with a woman other than his wife out on the street. The woman gave him syphilis. He caught syphilis from the woman. And then he turned right around to give his wife the syphilis. It had a guy on TV last night, I forget what show. Well, this guy had infected hundreds of women around the country with HIV. Different sex partners. So women got to be awful careful with your partners, your friends, people you date. Some people go out and have a one-night affair. They don't know what's happening. They don't know what's happening. Who you went to bed with. Wake up with syphilis, herpes, and everything. You was full, you were healthy one day, talk of the town. The next day, you got everything. Arthritis, rheumatoid, you name it, you got everything. And the first thing you say, boy, if I had stayed home like I should have, then I had to worry about getting myself in all this trouble. I've been through that myself. That's why I can relate that to y'all. There are things I've done, I wish I hadn't have done. But now I've done them. Now I had that personal experience myself. Now I can teach y'all. And this is what the prophets were. They were sinners themselves. And they understood it. Look at Psalm 25. We're going to take a break. Look at Psalm 25. See, you learn from your mistakes. Now, I may understand what I'm saying. You learn from your mistakes. Experience is always your best teacher. That's right. Where's that verse in there talking about this to teach sinner his ways? Yeah, here it is. Look at that verse, Psalms 25. I'll start the 7th verse.
Psalms 25, verse 7. Remember not the sins of my youth, nor my transgressions. According to thy mercy, remember thou me, for thy goodness' sake, O Yahweh. Good and upright is Yahweh. Therefore will he teach sinners in the way.
In the way. That's what we all are. Sinners. We all sinners. But you're supposed to learn to become stronger, not weaker. You grow from now. I ain't gonna do that no more. I can't do that no more. Because you want to get on the good side of the Almighty. When you sin, you're on this bad side. When you do good, you're on this good side. And that's the side you want to stay on. Am I right? That's the side you want to stay on. And I tell you from my own personal experience, when you're in trouble, when you need the Almighty, when you're doing right, He's there for you. He's there for you. He'll come through for you. But if you ain't doing right, Scripture says His face is against them that does evil. He's against you when you're doing evil. So quit doing evil. That's why you're supposed to hate evil. And we ain't gonna do this overnight. It takes time. It takes practice. And practice makes what? Practice makes perfect. And that's what we try to do. Practice doing what's right. It's time to take a break. I got more to talk about, but it's time to take a break, and I thank you all very much.
The House of Yisrael would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to the master teachers of Yahweh. This specific lesson was taught by Moreh, also known as the Flamethrower, who was the co-founder of the House of Israel, alongside the renowned Moreh Yisrael. He is also a longtime friend of Moreh since grade school, and they both learned under Hananiah Yisrael before merging to form the House of Yisrael Hebrew Biblical Cultural Center, currently located in Cincinnati, Ohio, at 1664 California Avenue. Moreh's raw teaching and love for Yahweh's people continue to comfort and enlighten us unto this day. We are forever appreciative to all the anointed messengers Yah raised up to teach His word. For more videos, subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to upload more content from the master teachers of Yahweh. You can also tune in every Sabbath to hear the word of Yah. If you have any concerns, send an email to questions@houseofisrael.org and we will reply as soon as possible. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and turn on your notifications for future alerts. For more information, visit our website, houseofisrael.org. Thank you and shalom.